Welcome everyone. Hello everyone. Today we have Key, the amazing Key from CryptoQuant, and Pedro, who's been doing a lot of the algo bots that work on themselves, working on the MBS system. Key, can you introduce yourself, please? Tell us who you are. What do you do with CryptoQuant? For everyone that doesn't know you.
Hi guys, my name is Ki Youngju. I'm a co-founder and CEO at CryptoQuant. We are a blockchain data provider analytics provider for institutional and retail investors. We've been doing this for 5 years, focusing on actionable insights, how these type of on-chain data can be utilized for trading. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. Tell me, how did you get into crypto?
I got in this industry back in 2017. I was a software engineer at web security company, and I was, working on cryptography solution. And my boss recommended me to invest in Bitcoin, and Ethereum as well. So I started trading. I made so much money and lose a lot of money as well. So since then, at that time, you might heard of crypto millionaire stuff, and then like Lamborghini, whatever. It was me, but I lost almost everything during the bear market in 2019. So I start looking at blockchain data, and I realized that this is going to be something in the near future, not only just fundamental analysis, but also find alpha trading signal from there. So I founded a blockchain data company in 2018. And since then, we've been providing blockchain data to institutional investors. They're mostly quantitative hedge funds, large bulge bracket banks, and crypto hedge funds as well. So I think, I'm more like a software engineering background. I'm studying finance, but I'm pretty sure Onchain is computer science. It's about computer science, not like financial or economic analysis. So that is like combining those two. So I think, this is my area. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, when did you start CryptoQuant? Was that like how long ago was that?
So I started this business back in 2018 September. At that time, we're kind of struggling with the business item. I met our co-founders at blockchain student run association. We're starting blockchain and stuff, and back then a lot of PhD students are there, so we've been investigating on-chain transactions. So let me show this. Can you share the screen?
Yeah, I'll share the screen.
Yeah. So we were trying to figure out what kind of entity is out there on the blockchain. So by analyzing transaction patterns using machine learning, we found that figuring out exchange using machine learning model is really easy because exchanges have some kind of patterns like this, like 80% accurate. So, that's where we started. Like we we already have some research projects on investigating these transactions, and we were trying to utilize our technology to build anti-money laundering solution. So we've been closely working with Korean prosecution services, Korean police agency, but they didn't pay us. That was the problem. So we pivoted our business model to blockchain data provider for traders from anti-money laundering solution. So that was 2019. Yeah. So yeah, I can show you a lot of interviews from Korean police and Korean prosecution services, but yeah, that's we were kind of Asian chain analysis back then, but now we're doing blockchain data provider.
Do you think you were too early back then, analyzing crypto and kind of providing it for authorities? Because now it seems like such a popular thing. Do you think you were early back then?
Yeah, I think for Asian market it was pretty early, but no one can beat chain analysis, I think, at this point because they've been doing that stuff since 2013. Elliptic, it's 2014. So these guys are doing this almost 10 years. When it comes to labeling wallet addresses, it's really important to have full historical data, and you have to, have to run your business really earlier to collect these address tables because you have to send a small amount of tokens to figure out wallet address tables for exchanges, merchant services, and other and wallet address tables. So I think it was early for the Asian market, but I think that was pretty good decision for us to pivot our business model. Julian, you're muted.
Yeah. So, how would you use on-chain analysis now, versus, before you were using it a lot more to track, maybe bad actors in the space, and now you use it a lot more, you're saying for traders, for institutions. How was that change instead of before you're tracking wallet addresses, kind of seeing where the money is going. Now it's similar, but it's also applied differently. So how did that change and evolve?
I think for on-chain analysis, there are two ways of on-chain analysis. For one, fundamental analysis, like protocol revenue, GMV, TVL. But the problem with fundamental analysis is no one is looking at it for now, right? Before Benjamin Graham, there's no the term called value investing. After Benjamin Graham, Warren Buffett, and then people start looking at PER, revenue, earning shock stuff. But before that, people were just sitting in front of the exchange, and then doing a technical analysis. There was almost everything that they can do. Crypto was pretty much the same, and I think for the fundamental analysis, it will take some time to get adopted to traders. I guess after 2 to 3 years. And the second one for on-chain analysis is flow analysis to figure out supply and demand. How many tokens flowing into exchanges, who sent those exchanges, what was the purpose, and is there any patterns for that? So those flow analysis is pretty technical in a sense, and it's pretty, I think, intuitive and makes sense at this point. So uh, we're pretty focusing on those flow analysis um, when it comes to research insights as well as our product. So we've been building. We're gonna roll out our new product at the end of this year. You can basically set a set address cohort like Binance, and if we mislabel some of the Binance addresses, you can add or remove address labels by yourself. And then once you get the address cohort, you can calculate, realized price, how many, coins move to this entity, that entity. For example, like you can you get the Alameda Research Fund addresses, and then how many FTTs went to Genesis Trading historically, like a time series chart. There wasn't any time series chart before. That's why like quantitative analysis was pretty hard for quants and traders. Traders love charts, but like for other data platforms like Whale Alert, Nonsen, and others, they only have like a single transactions, like a tables, right? So that's what we're building, and I think, yeah, I'm going to focus on flow analysis in this podcast, today.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I think flow analysis can be super useful, especially in the past 2 weeks. We've seen how useful flow analysis is, just tracking the FTX hack, tracking the whole movement of funds. Even I know a couple people that went back in the 2 years almost, seeing who actually gave money to FTX, who might have had exposure back in the day. So flow analysis can really tell us a lot. Um, are you guys with CryptoQuant doing flow analysis with many different blockchains? Are you focusing on Bitcoin? Because it can be, so many different blockchains and so many different coins can be affected through and tracked through flow analysis. So, what's the focus right now?
We support over 8 chains, but they're mostly EVM compatible, or EVM like Ethereum fork chains. Um, we do analysis on other chains as well, like a Solana, or Tron, but like we don't have the data, so it was like pretty much primitive analysis, but like using like blockchain explorer. Yeah, but if you know there's a huge demand from these, but I mean people want support supporting these chains, will definitely support that one.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So with some of the chains you've seen right now, for example, Ethereum has had a lot of attention. Initially with flow analysis of how they were exiting FTX with a lot of different tokens, and then converting them into Ethereum, and now they're actually moving them to Ren BTC and wrapped Bitcoin and moving them onto Bitcoin. That's a little more tracking flow, but more in the sense of where the money is ending up rather than just interacting with exchanges. Um, is there a way right now to actually aggregate a lot of wallets and maybe bulk Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron wallets all together, and then try to batch those and then follow that in sequence? Does that work right now, or is that in the pipeline?
We've been definitely investigating FTX hackers wallet, and as far as I know, even for Ren BTC, there wasn't any like specific selling activities on their end. I might not get updated, but we've been working with Zach XBT to investigate those wallets. So we'll keep you posted. But yeah, I just woke up, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
I might
course.
not that yeah updated. Yeah,
Yeah, no. It's been an entertaining week tracking those wallets and seeing everything that's been happening. At first, they were just selling a lot of altcoins into Ethereum, and the market seemed a little happier with that. And now that it's selling Ethereum, the market's freaking out.
yeah.
But it's definitely
I
been
think
interesting to track.
yeah, I think the only reason why hacker didn't exchange um, the hacked coins to stable coins is for stable coins there's a freeze function. So
Yep.
their coin might be freezed if they like exchange their coins to USDT or USDC, or like
Yeah.
they might think, you know, this is not the this is the bottom. Why do I like exchange my coins to stable coins, right? So they're like crypto people as well. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely a lot of theories on who it might be and what's happening with those funds, but definitely avoiding stablecoins shows that they are very crypto native and they have experience in the space, seeing the other hacks that have happened previously this year. So sticking to Ethereum and Bitcoin has been a clear move that they know exactly how regulators work. I believe they did get some USDC frozen already. Um, but everything else they were pretty quick to sell regardless of the slippage, which was interesting to see because they were just getting so much slippage on some of those sells. Um, so with CryptoQuant, tell me more on how are you using it, or do you use it to find a market bottom? Do you use it to find tops, or how do you use maybe exchange flow to kind of give you those indications?
so the problem with on-chain flow is noise. You know, oh, exchange inflows is increasing, and it doesn't tell us anything, right? But what if I say like, you know, Alameda Research, they are sending Bitcoins to Binance. That could be something, right? We can interpret this information to by combining other circumstances. So it's really important to see transaction wallet level, granular level analysis. Um, so I think it's about um, like a game, someone like a chair game. Um, People like going around and then like someone is someone sit on the chair um, quickly and someone cannot see the chair at the end, right? So someone sell at the top, someone cannot sell at the bottom. So in this bear market, I think the uh, flow risk management wise, it's important to see is there any unusual weird flows that could potentially become selling pressure or buying power at this point. So I think let me share the screen here.
Yeah,
Can you see
let's
the
do that.
screen?
Yes, there we go.
Yep. So the most recent one was Binance flows. So BTCB like almost 59K bitcoins burned uh, from BTCB reserve and then back into Binance. And I was like try to troll around, poking around because like if someone like me is poking around, Binance or CZ might announce something about this transaction because it's not small amount of bitcoins, right? Um,
Yeah.
like 60K bitcoins is almost like 80% of Luna selling pressure. So you know these coins moved into Binance, and then I was saying this is not internal transfer because there's no reason to move these coins from CZ or Binance their perspective, because their goal is to support those BNB related projects, right? But there's no announcements, so it's highly likely customer or investors' money. And I was looking at like Binance to other exchange flows, because you know, when Luna thing happened, Binance distribute all the coins to fill up liquidity, like for market makers. I mean, market makers send those coins to fill up liquidity, and at this time, this type of transfer is not still not happened, haven't happened. So there might be two reasons for that. For one, 80% of spot trading volume comes from Binance right now. So market makers doesn't have to send those coins to other exchanges, or they're still like not decided to sell right now. And the last scenario might be like, this money could be not for selling, but like, proof of asset, maybe Genesis trading, because the amount of money is pretty much similar to 1 billion. So not 1 million, it's around how much money? Yeah, almost 1 million. So anyways,
yeah, almost.
Yeah. So this is the thing I've been looking at. So once you reach this point, the next thing you have to do is see the market data. So I've been looking at whether it could be executed on perpetual exchange like a CoinM futures, or USDT futures after selling all those coins. So you can see take or buy volume, take or sell volume, in real time. And as I know, there's no significant activity at this point for both data. This is like
Right.
futures trading volume. And for spot trading volume as well, we have many spot trading volume indicators, not just ratio, but also volume. You can send an alert. And also Coinbase Premium Index. So this is the difference between Coinbase and Binance price. So as you can see here, like still Coinbase, selling pressure from Coinbase is bigger than Binance. Through the whole bull market, like in 2020, it was always buying power always came from Coinbase. But now Coinbase is a seller like this after like Luna thing happened. So institutional investors in the US, their sentiment is not that good. This is kind of same in 2019. 2019, Coinbase seller start selling, and then like price crashed. So I think there are still like a risk that not only just Coinbase US investors are selling, but also we have a 60,000 Bitcoins for new sell side liquidity in Binance. So this is not a good time to invest like buy Bitcoin, I guess. And also, after you looking at all those, premium and trading volume data, and the next thing could be like order book data, like CBDD, or order book hit bag stuff. But I'm not an expert on that. But like I have an alert, some of the alerts when like unusual order book activity happens. So I think that's the end-to-end seamless flow analysis for on-chain data. And this is not just about on-chain data, but also like, trade monitoring, trading, unusual trading, significant like activities um, to manage your risk. Like we never know when these people are like dumping bitcoins, or there are many criminals out there. I mean, like people who made money out of selling drugs, deep web stuff. Um, there are many bitcoins out there, like 30 bitcoins. So it's really important to see, yeah, these set alert for these activities, but also deep down like to market data, which is execution level data.
Right.
Yeah.
And is CryptoQuant going to be adding heat maps and general order book
No,
tracking?
but I've been looking at TRDR, trading light, and yeah, all those
Yeah.
traders all knows those indicators, right? So
Yeah,
so
and I was excited for a second when you were talking about heat maps. Maybe CryptoQuant's going to
yeah,
be
it's
adding
it's
them.
hard.
Yeah, yeah,
We're focused on launching data. Yeah, market data is hard.
yeah. Is there someone or some entity specifically that you've been tracking recently, or are you just keeping an eye out generally for big movements? Like right now, I've been tracking kind of miner position index on CryptoQuant a lot, specifically because miners have been essentially mining, losing on their mining, unless they have a very efficient system. But difficulty has been extremely high, and prices have been low, so miners are mostly losing money unless they have a very good setup. So I've been tracking this. They had a bit of a movement during the FTX drama, but overall the reserve is still um, pretty stable, even with this little drop. Comparing it to bigger drops we've had in the past, like in 2020. Have you been tracking other specific actors in the space?
I think, yeah, miner is another biggest risk points at this point because hash rate renews keep keep renewing the all-time high. So yeah, I think miner position index, it's EOD data, end of day data. So you might want to see miner outflows, um, like absolute value in
Yeah.
block by block real time data. So miner outflows, if you go to block level data, resolution block, the second cell, yeah,
There we go.
yeah, yeah. They're periodically send their bitcoins to exchanges or other wallets like this. You can see the pattern here, right?
Yeah.
And once they send you can set a threshold here, and then once they send a Bitcoin, you can get the alert in real time. MPI is more like a trend, but this one is yeah, more you know more real time, I guess. And
Yeah.
other entity could be, I think, Grayscale, Coinbase, DCG. These guys are fine, I guess. They are. I've been tracking their wallets, Coinbase wallets. Coinbase have almost like 1 million. But for now, our website shows like half of their reserve because they don't disclose their proof of reserve, or you know this data came from their cold wallets, like 16 cold wallets they announced in 2019. Other data provider like Coinmetrics, Glassnode, they're the same. There is no way to track down their Coinbase wallets because normal exchanges they issue unique user wallet for unique wallet for unique users, but Coinbase their system issue unique address for unique deposit. Each deposit you have to make new one-time user wallets. So it's almost impossible to cluster all those coins for Coinbase. So I think they're not insolvent. So at this point, the other risk could be like I said, like old criminals, old Bitcoin OG criminals. So can you go to spent output H-bands percentage? Yeah, bottom one. That one is exchange inflow.
Yeah,
Network
the
indicator.
Or the
Yeah, that one.
H-bands.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you filter out just like over 7-year-old Bitcoins, can you deselect all of those? Yeah, except for 7 to 10.
Oh, only highlight the 7 to 10.
Yeah. So this is the coins were moved that like based on the age bands. So if you see that whenever these, can you expand the timeline? Yeah. Yes. From 2017. Yeah. Whenever these coin moves, it's highly likely selling pressure because these coins were like we investigated all those transactions and then we figured out these coins are related to somewhat related to criminal activities like selling drugs or like gambling websites. Some of them were Silk Road, some of them were like Cryptopia, some of them were like hacking, and yeah, the largest gambling websites called I forgot their website name, but anyways, so you might want to set an alert for this data, and if you see recent data like there's a can you deselect 7 to 10, and there's a 10-year-old Bitcoin recently moved.
Oh yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, I saw that one the other day.
Yeah. So like whenever these type of transaction happens, you have to see the transaction or wallet level data. If you so I'll let you know how to figure out the transactions. We'll add how to see those transactions. The feature to see those transactions later.
Okay.
But for now, we don't have feature, so you can just go to the highest resolution, like a block level data, and then see what time was or what time was that, and then you can figure out which block was created at that time, and then in some of the websites like blockchair.com, you can filter out like a sort by the transaction amount, and then you can you can, check out the transactions, and then like you can see like the 10-year-old coins were moved at that time. So
Was it only one Bitcoin that was moved?
no, this is a
It's
1%.
showing 1%, right?
1% for, entire blockchain, entire coins transferred.
Right. Okay.
So this is
There we
like when was it?
go.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah, this one was from yesterday.
Or like eight hours ago. So this
Yeah,
is not like the interesting thing is I haven't seen this transaction before. I mean yet, because I
yeah,
just woke up and it happened like 8 hours ago.
right.
So I need to see what it is.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're finding something live, and we need to
Yeah,
go
and
check on it later and see what was actually happening.
it looks like the biggest transaction. I mean, the biggest percentage ever happened before, right? Yeah, almost like
So
2%
that
here.
yeah, this
Yeah.
one's 1%. The one from the other day is the biggest one. From November
Oh, I
10th.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one. That one's almost 2%, a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, the percent seems a little different, kind of looking at this one versus the one that happened a couple hours ago. Just highlights it differently.
Yeah. If you want to see the amount of coins transferred, not percentage wise, you can, see spend output H bands, not percentage, or USD
Yeah,
denominator value. Yeah.
right.
Yep. I guess this could be an answer for your question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Um, and do you think we can use these type of tools for other platforms like Ethereum, or maybe, even Dogecoin now has almost 8-year-old coins and things like that. So do you think it would apply the same way?
I think UTXO aged, UTXO based blockchains like Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin, we can measure the age here. It's pretty easy. But for account based coins like Ethereum and others, um, it's hard to measure the age. We can create a virtual UTXO stuff, but that's not accurate. I think it's virtual.
Right.
So the only thing you can do for Ethereum's is just like not UTXO age, but like wallet level age. How many days has been dormant, for that wallet. But most
Right.
of the wallet is like pretty active. So I'm pretty sure if because like for Ethereum, it's not just for holding. For Bitcoin, it's a digital gold store of value. So not moving coins is pretty bullish thing. But Ethereum, you can do so many stuff using MetaMask. It's basically using services, financial services, right? So it's
Yeah.
really hard to find dormant, like this much old dormant wallets, whales for Ethereum, unless they lost private keys or something.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely very different. Well, you get a lot more information on the type of transaction it was on Ethereum versus something like Bitcoin. It's just a straight UTXO transaction. On Ethereum, you can have a little more information on like interaction with the contract or how they work or what they're actually doing with those funds. So it looks like the one that was last night was around $1.6 million worth of Bitcoin, which isn't a huge amount, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, especially considering the one during the FTX hazard was around 35 million. So
Yeah, it's not that many. So yeah, it'll be fine. So the most of the 10-year old coins were like, you know, very early miners, and they have multiple like separated wallets that contains just 50 bitcoins. In Satoshi era, once you mine the block, you can get 50 bitcoins. So these 50 bitcoins wallets there are so many wallets out there. We cannot cluster those wallets because there's no transactions using like end-to-end transaction. If you
Right.
use multiple inputs, you can cluster those wallets into one single owner, but we never know who is sending those coins, but we know, they're these coins destination, whether the coin is go to exchanges or not. So we can just like say, okay, in investor or miners in Satoshi era, they're selling their coins recently, which is not good, I guess. But like, yeah,
Yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings when I see very old coins being moved or being sold. Um, because we don't get this often unless it's high capitulation times. Last time we saw these huge movements of coins being sold, it's often either nice tops or these closer to bottoms or right before bottoms. So it's definitely interesting to kind of watch these type of situations. I think the 5 and 7 year old coins give us a bit more information on kind of how we
yeah,
find these general bottoms, but it's definitely scary when you see older participants that's been through more than one bear market start moving coins towards exchanges.
yeah.
Um,
Not
I
necessarily
believe
bearish
this.
signal, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, sorry. I believe this spike is actually from the Bitfinex hackers when they got arrested and their coins got confiscated. So, uh, you also it's important to find a lot of context for those type of old
Yeah, right,
transactions and
right.
what they are.
You have to see the transaction before
Yep.
you decide yeah, investment decision. And you know, I think over 10-year old Bitcoin, it was like pretty scary thing since 2021, I guess, because in 2021, if you like go back 10 years, it's 2011. But nowadays it's 2022 and we're approaching to 2023, which is like, there would be some normie investors back in like 2020, 2012 to 2013 bull market. So these like 10-year-old Bitcoin recently could be not like from cryptographers or like early miners. It could be like, you know, some traders who used like, I don't know, Mongox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's as time progresses, there's more and more people that could have been that early. Um,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
think, yeah,
yeah. So I think with like finding bottoms or finding situations where you think a market might have found a place where it's finding some type of calm or bottom. How would you use on-chain analysis, or do you think on-chain analysis even works for finding these type of bottoming patterns or indications?
I think at this point, um, finding bottom is almost impossible. Like, it's like a, you know, yeah, it's astrology, so hard.
Yeah,
MVRV, right? MVRV
yeah,
has been widely believed it could capture the bottom. Um, I knew this indicator since like 2019, and it perfectly matches two bottoms and two tops, two bottoms and two tops, and this is our third bottom for MVRV. And obviously in the long term, this is this could be right, but people are struggling with, especially margin traders. They're like care of 20% to 40% drop. That is really important for them, right? So
Right.
For futures traders like us, we can say like we should focus on longs right now, but like this is the bottom. Go 10x long here. It's impossible. So I think the strategy for me is I like 2 to 3x long. If I think there's no risk here, I think we have so many risks right now. But once I think I decide to go long to 3x long, I punt a long position, and then like I said, I have so many alerts on on-chain market activities, and then once I got the alert, and I think that could be a high risk, I just like de-risk, like de-leverage the position or like close a position. So for FTX,
There was a question actually about FTX with having 0 Bitcoin before they blew up. So I wanted to kind of just highlight that as well. I pulled it up while you were explaining that. But yeah, FTX seems to have had 0 Bitcoin on November 7th, or just around 0.2 Bitcoin. But I believe they do have around 7 Bitcoin or something right now. Yeah, 6.5 Bitcoin in their current wallet. But I think it's one of the weirder exchange wallets out there. They always had these weird spikes and drops, and it was always flat.
yeah.
I'm sure
So
there was other wallets around there that were interacting with it a lot more, because if you compare it to something like a Binance that's a lot more consistent in the type of chart it gives you, you have a lot more of a clear trend, except for the other day, which we did have this giant spike that you were talking about earlier on why is there giant deposit of Bitcoin into Binance. So definitely been interesting to see the different exchanges and how those coins actually behave. We've seen the Coinbase outflow, but as you actually described, we don't actually know how much Bitcoin Coinbase might have because we don't have access to those wallets. So yeah, there's definitely a
yeah.
lot of different information.
So except for Coinbase or Coinbase and Upbit, Korean exchange, other exchanges utilize the same wallet management system. Like I said, unique wallet for unique user. And FTX is the weirdest wallet management system um, we've ever seen, because can I share the screen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screen up here.
So like, can you see those mushroom type of
Yes,
visualization
yes.
here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Poloniex,
So
nice and clear.
yeah, like, can you see white dot here? 3 white dots here.
Yep, yeah, I can see the white
Yeah,
dots.
yeah. These white dots are like our user deposit wallet. So we periodically send our bitcoins to exchanges, and then you know cluster from there. Like, oh, these are our user deposit wallet, and these are connected to this hot wallet right in the center, the red one, and then the red hot wallet here is connected to other hot wallet here, and then other hot wallets are connected to the one single cold wallet, like this. Other exchanges are pretty much the same like this. So it's really easy. We even have a machine learning model. So it's really easy to figure out like exchange wallets, and you know it could, this is like you know we're pretty confident at false positive, but there could be false negatives, which means like we can cover like 80% of entire wallets, but each wallet is not, it is obviously 100, almost 100% owned by each exchange. But for FTX, for some reason, we label their wallet, but they move the client's assets to other wallets, which is not obviously exchange wallets, and then got back those money again, and then it was like really weird. That's why like exchange wallets like Binance, it looks pretty organic. We didn't even manually touched those data because quants are like, they hate labeling in a heuristic way, like not scientific algorithmic way. The consistency is the most important thing, right? So we just like didn't fix the data for FTX, but like this situation happened. Yeah, we didn't know, like didn't expect the money was they're using clients' money like that way, but yeah, at this point we realized that happened. And the 20k bitcoins moved recently. I haven't seen that on like where did it go, but um a lot of people are focusing on just Ethereum transactions. But so do you think it's worth it to investigate those FTX Bitcoin money as well?
Yeah,
Or
well,
someone did it before?
the FTX Bitcoin, I haven't seen where it's been going. I do know that the transactions are on alert for a lot of exchanges. Because I saw a big amount was converted from Run BTC and from WBTC out of Ethereum and was redeemed in Bitcoin because there was actually very big arbitrage trades. That it's a weird situation where a lot of traders were arbitraging that, but they were also enabling the hacker to get more Bitcoin out because of that arbitrage. I believe the initial addresses where they arrived on the Bitcoin network are flagged for exchanges, but it's expected they're still going to be using some type of mixer on the Bitcoin side. I'm still surprised hackers don't use more Monero or anything like that, but I'm not going to educate them on
that. I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Bitcoin investigation is kind of missing piece here for the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We actually have a comment about joining CryptoQuant, how they can actually learn guidelines, navigation. I guess they're very new to on-chain analysis. Does CryptoQuant have an academy side, or can they just sign up and learn on CryptoQuant? How would that work?
I think we have a data guide on our website. You can understand basic matrix from there, but when it comes to read the market using on-chain data, I think on-chain analysts on Twitter, and they're showing good examples to analyze on-chain data. And we have a section called Quick Take. That's our on-chain analysts network. They're post decent analysis, on-chain analysis on their on our website like this. Yeah. And I think I'm thinking of like starting YouTube or something to explain how to utilize on-chain data. It's really hard to like fill the gap between the knowledge, because like it's like it's more like a cult at this point, because no one is the entry hurdle is very high, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. Everyone I know that does on-chain analysis either started a long time ago and they just have been doing it for so long that they forgot how they learned, or has been trying to learn from someone else specifically, but yeah, it's not easy to get started with on-chain analysis, especially if you don't come from any type of background around that general space. So I do love quick take. I do have to give credit to a lot of the people that share here. There can be a lot of very interesting findings, especially because on chain there's so much information that you can be focusing on one thing and miss out something else. So there's definitely a lot of information there. Key, we are coming to the end of the show. Do you want to give us some final thoughts? Where can people find you? Yeah, let's tell us.
So yeah, so in this bear market, if you are still here, I believe you are pretty bullish on what blockchain and Bitcoin can do in the future, right? Not only just trading cryptocurrency. So, just if you have any questions, to send us an email, contact@cryptoquant.com. How to use the data for trading, because for the next features, I think the most important thing is to lower the hurdles for our users. So currently, the problem with our platform is it's pretty hard to understand and sometimes not intuitive. So if you have any feedback or questions, just let us know. We're happy to answer those questions. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Ki. And everyone can find you on Twitter, Kijang Yu. Please, your insights are always wonderful. I've had you on alerts for a long time because you always have very interesting insights. So definitely don't miss out.
Yeah, I started posting, but like people's response was not that good, so I stopped. Yeah, recently I'm trying to focus on the quality. Yeah.
It's good. I like the mix. It's healthy, especially in these type of markets. So Jedida is very happy with and definitely wants to see you make some YouTube videos. So seems like you would have some fans already.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So thanks, Key. Thanks for taking the time. It's been wonderful talking to you. Anyone that's been watching the Congress, don't miss out on the special giveaway. There's a special secret code that's been going around on the video, so don't miss out on that. Yeah, so thank you so much. Let's wrap it up. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a great day.